Well, world champion and Leeds warrior Josh Warrington is with us. Josh, that's a potential dream fight. Oh, good to see you flexing those muscles as well. That's a potential fight, a dream fight for the future. But let's just talk about a potential dream fight for you in the not too distant future, perhaps. And that is, of course, you against Shakur Stevenson. What's the likelihood, what's the potential of that happening, do you think?
Massive open to that fight. I think I've made it clear that I'm happy to fight any of the other champions. I just want to keep on getting them notches, getting them names on the CV. I mean, Shakur Stevenson, he's a talent. He's only young, former Olympian. He's got a lot of people around him who are bullying him up, and he's looked good in all his fights so far, but I just think everyone who's boxed has been tailor-made for him. I don't think he's had someone who's maybe going to close him down with a little bit more educated pressure. I think everyone's just been approaching him in straight lines. I'm not saying that he won't be a tough fight, but I think I don't think he's been in them deep water situations, and he talks confidently about coming over to the UK and fighting me in my backyard. And again, I don't think he's been in them kind of scenarios. But yeah, I think it'd be a great fight down the line, and we can get that one within the next 12 months, and that'd be fantastic. Him or Gary Russell Jr. That the WBC belt is a beautiful belt, and Gary Russell has been champion for over 5 years now, so I'd like him as well. I just want to be fighting the biggest names.
Johnny, Josh just mentioned there about Shakur being relatively untested at that top level. You've been taking a closer look at Stevenson. What have you found? What do you like?
Well, Josh has clearly done his homework on understanding that this young man is a talent, and he's only had 13 professional fights. For a southpaw, he's the kind of guy that you would want to avoid like the plague, because he's a very good southpaw. Use the jab fluently, use that backhand, left hand like a jab. It's got speed, it's got accuracy, it's got positioning. He can double it up, triple it up, but he throws it with intention, but there's a game plan behind it. And when he wants to put the pressure on an opponent, he'll step that right foot on the outside and then really step in with that left hand to really confuse and put his opponent on the back foot. If I was Josh, he needs to think about getting this guy now before he gets any better. Remember, he's had 13 fights. He's knocked 7 of those out, so it shows he can knock fighters out as well as box his way through. But he's a clever cookie. Remember, a former Olympian. You see him when he fights, he's sharp, he's smart, he's patient, he's confident and cocky. He's only 22 years old. Josh, you've got 7 years on him. You've got experience, you've got wisdom on him, and of course you've done your homework in that little bit of what you said just now. So understanding that and jumping on him now within the next 12 months is most important, because he could develop into something special, depending what the caliber of opponents they feed him with up to this point.
Well, that's the thing, Johnny. I mean, Tony Bellew said the same thing as you on the end of your show, that he thinks it's all about timing. It should be happening now. Would you want to build that into some sort of super fight, Josh? Is that what you're thinking of doing? And is it all about legacy for you from now on?
Yeah, just that, Anna. Just that. I don't worry about him getting better and better. I want the best Shakur Stevenson. Is he the best Shakur Stevenson at this moment in time? Who knows? Some people peak early. I think maybe you might be right what you're saying. As his career goes on, he gets better and better. But he's also a big featherweight. So more than anything, I'd want to fight him sooner rather than later. Not because I'm worried about him and what he can do and him improving, but the fact of, he's already mentioned it himself. He wants to move up throughout the divisions. Like I say, he's a big featherweight, so does that indicate that he's struggling? And as he gets older, he's going to have to move up anyway. So that's probably one of the only things. But it's not a case of like, I need to fight him to create my legacy. I just want to keep on fighting the big names and keep on proving people wrong, and people think, that Shakur Stevenson, he might give Josh a good older fight, he's a tricky southpaw. Well, let me have that challenge, That's the whole fun part of it, getting into camp, working out a gameplay and then exploiting it on the night. And I think what makes a legacy is who you've boxed throughout your career. And if you're fighting them names consecutively, I think that's it. And then maybe down the line, potentially look at moving up, become a two-weight world champion. It's all there's all options at this moment in time, and I'm just loving
what's
it.
the situation between yourself and? What's the situation between yourself and Kid Galahad? How's that stand before you move on to take on other fights?
Yeah, obviously he's my mandatory challenge, my mandatory challenger. I mean, I don't want to be giving up belts, to be honest with you. I want to keep that belt. I want to keep hold as many as long as possible. I've had 3 defences of that title now. It certainly won't fight of the year, but I did what I had to do to win, and I believe it happened again. I do it again, having learned a few things off from the first fight. I think I'd make it a bit easier, but it'd be just a case of get that one out of the way, and then crack on to the big fights.
What about broadening out and crossing the pond and perhaps fighting in the US? Is that something that you'd like to crack?
It gets me excited. There's
I'm guessing so.
I grew up watching likes of Ricky Hatton and Joe Calzaghe going over there. I was over there when Carl Frampton boxed Leo Santa Cruz for the second time, and just looking about, seeing the all build up. I'm a boxing fan. I'd love to be able to take my fans out there, and I think just make the memories, soak up the whole occasion. And we've been talking about it for a very long time, about me going to the States and having a fan base like Ricky Hatton. I just think if I get the shot to go over there, it'd be memories for myself and a load of boxes ticked and personal goals. But for those who've been following me from the leisure centres in Yorkshire, to the arenas, to the stadiums, and over to Vegas, I think it'd be so much special for them as well.
I think, do you know what, Josh, even if your fans didn't travel, we'd still hear them. You'd still be able to hear them over there, rather, because they're so loud. They're brilliant. Yeah. Johnny, what is it about the fighters that want to crack America? It's that box that fighters seem to want to tick. I mean, I'm just thinking about Anthony Joshua when he went to New York. It didn't go to plan for him.
Well, I think America at one point, the reputation, the idea was to get out there in America, fighting New York, fighting in Vegas, because that's where it all happens. That's where the champions are. And we usually didn't come out on top. Now we want to go out there and show what we can do. Take our fan base, because the UK fans, there's no other fan base like it in the world. That's why you get a lot of fighters now that actually are excited in the fact of coming over here to box, because when you see it, then when they watch it, when they watch places like Wembley packing out 90,000 people, they think, oh my goodness, really, this is for real. So they feel the love from the fans. So I think that's one of the massive things for the fighters. Now we go there with confidence, because once that it was set, once Joe Calzaghe did it, once Naz did it, we realised, we can actually crack America. They are not the best. We are actually a lot better than them. And we want to show it's a population of 270 million. So therefore, you've got a chance for more eyes on the prize, more people to see you and know who you are, what you're capable of doing.
Josh, what's the long-term plan for you? I mean, I'm just thinking, could we perhaps see the rematch with Galahad? Is that something that you'd like?
Like I said earlier on, it's not top of my list. But I've got to do what I've got to do. If they make them, they make the rules, I've got to fight him. Then I've got to fight him. I know he's desperate for that fight. He can't get me out of his head. Probably wants another payday. But I don't want to be giving up my belt. So we'll have to take care of business. But if anything, if I could have it my own way personally, I'd be going into the Shakur fight. Zhu Can fight. Gary Russell, then Shakur Stevenson, and trying to win every belt in this division before I start going back over old ground.
Have you got a tick list, like a bucket list of who you want to fight?
Yeah, I think I've just more or less said that there. Gary Russell Jr. A few years ago, people will say I wouldn't last a few rounds with him, but I believe I've beat him quite comfortable. I look at fighters like Leo Santa Cruz, who've moved up to super feather, Oscar Valdez. They're still exciting fights for me. So there's loads of different options out there. Joseph Diaz has just become IBF super featherweight champion, and we almost fought a few years ago. And that's somebody who I believe I could beat as well. So yeah, there's many options out there, but just enjoying all this moment and part of my career. Just like Johnny says, then back in the day, fighters wanted to go to Americas because it seemed that if you went out there and you could do it, then you were regarded as a good fighter. Over here, the atmospheres are the best in the world, but I've still grown up watching fighters going over to America, and it's just nice to be put alongside them names who've boxed in either Madison Square Garden or been at Las Vegas and taken the fans over there. It's like a kid who grows up dreaming of scoring an header in an FA Cup final at Wembley. For a boxer, you want to fight out there in the States. Over here, I've done Manchester Arena, I've done Leeds Arena 10 times, I've done Ellen Road, I've ticked every box that I've wanted to achieve. I've won a world title, I've had 3 defences. Now it's like, just let's go keep on making the memories.
And you're on that roll, Josh. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show this afternoon. Really hope to see you back in action as soon as possible, and it's safe and well to do so. Thank you very much.